Hi guys, Jason from JVA Carpy Adventures, and this week I've got another review for you, and it's actually going to be on a cookbook that is essentially aimed at the angler and people doing outdoor life. Now it's called, obviously as you can see, Bankside Bites by the Carpy Cook. Now the Carpy Cook can be found on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. I'm going to put his little links going across the screen at the bottom so you can see him if you want to go look him up. And essentially, it's a cookbook that has 50 recipes in, and they're all easily done on the bank, most of which can be done with just one pan. Now, it does cover a few other things. I have read it. I have looked through it. I've had to decide what I'm going to cook from it and that sort of thing. So there's a couple of things I'm going to say. Firstly, I'll show you. You've got really good pictures and really big writing, clear instructions, and every single recipe is like that. You'll get one page where you've got a lovely picture of what you're looking to cook, and then another page with a list of ingredients and the method of cooking. And I tell you, every single one is simple, guys. There is no complicated dishes here. Pretty much 90% of what's in this book, the old Bankside Bites, can all be cooked in a single pan. Now, he does give you some caveats at the front of the book and say, look, you know, he uses a Ridge Monkey XL pan and that's going to be best for most of the dishes in here. There's quite a lot of dishes in here that are for 2 people servings, and I'm going to let you know I am going to cook quite a few dishes from this, guys, but I will only be doing it single portions. Obviously when I'm out on the bank fishing, I am generally by myself, sadly, so I'm only going to be cooking for one. Also, just because it's pertinent to this, and I don't want you wondering why I'm cooking small portions all the time. About 13 years ago, guys, I had a gastric sleeve operation, so I have a small amount of space in my stomach, so I don't eat a lot. So when you see me cooking from this and it doesn't look like I'm eating a lot, it's not the food, it's because I can't physically eat a lot, guys, and I take a long time to eat. So initially, I've read the first part of the book because there's a little bit of an introduction where he kind of lists out a couple of things you may or may not want to use. And one of the things I thought was quite good, guys. Straight away, he mentioned a bit of food safety here. Listen, if you're handling chicken, raw meat, stuff like that, it's a good idea to wear a pair of disposable gloves. And you know what? I totally agree with that, guys. I cook, not all the time, but I cook a fair bit on the bank. And I'll be honest, I've never taken myself a pair of disposable gloves or anything like it. I take baby wipes and, you know, I wipe my hands all the time, whether I've handled a fish after a fish or when I want to eat something or whatever, and I wipe my hands all the time. But raw meat, raw food, that sort of stuff, you should really be using anti-bac and stuff like that. So wearing a pair of gloves I thought was a really good idea. He does list a couple of the Ridge Monkey pans that he uses, and at most, guys, you know, if you had one like toaster type pan, so the ones that you can flip over, I'm going to show you a picture up here actually. If you've got a pan like this, guys, that's going to do literally 90% of the stuff in this book from what I've seen. And then the other one might be just a pan to boil either some potatoes, spaghetti or pasta in for some of the other dishes. So if you want to have a look at this book, guys, I am going to be cooking stuff from it on my Mouseho diaries, so I'm going to give you a link in the description below of where you can get this from Amazon, guys. Now, we'll be totally upfront. I did reach out to the Carpy Cook, said to him, look, I'd really be interested in reviewing this on my channel. Would you mind sending me one? And he did. So thank you very much for that, sir. Appreciated. As I've already said, you literally get a picture and another page with all the method, ingredients and the methods. And none of them really, guys, flicking through, have got more than 8 steps. To be fair, most of them, I don't think there's any I've seen that have got anything over 8 steps to do it. And I mean, it does cover things from what you might want for breakfast, lunch, dinner. There is quite a lot in here, guys. And there's a few things in here that I've actually already cooked on the bank. And there's a couple of things in here actually that I've seen in other recipe books, and it's great to see them in there. So one of the things I will say, I do cook, guys. Before having my gastric sleeve, obviously I was quite a big guy, and I loved cooking because I loved food. Not so much now, but I loved food, so I'd be cooking all the time. So I've got loads and loads of cookery books. Most of my cookery books, I probably only like maybe at a push 15 to 20% of the recipes in there. I am a little bit fussy. I don't eat everything and all the rest, but I can tell you in this book, I would say at least 50% of the stuff in here. All the first few pages, I'm like, yep, I like that, I like that, I like that, I like that. It's like really good. So I think let's get on, jump over to the bank now for my first ever dish. And I'll be honest, guys, it's hard picking out which one I'm gonna do. So I'm actually going to leave it to the bank. I've got a couple favourites. One of them I might just see if I can find it and show you, because it might be the one I go for. Oh, flicking through these pages. Oh, flicking through garlic herb chicken pasta. It really does look good, guys. I'll give you a few things that are in here. Nachos. Who doesn't love taco burgers, guys? These look amazing. Thai red chicken noodles. But I did see one that I thought they've got gyros in here. They've got some, here, I think this is the one. No, it's not the one. Oh, guys, I mean, I don't want to show you everything on the pages and all the rest, but, I mean, I'll try and get in just a picture. I can't see what you guys are seeing. Just a picture of that. Look at that, guys. Crispy chili beef noodles. And that's probably a good contender for one of the first things I cook. Oh, looking at it's just making me hungry. All right, guys, let's hop to part 2, which as always in my reviews is on the bank. I'll see you on the bank. All right, guys, well, this is part 2 of the review of Bankside Bites, and it's the bit I tell you guys I've been looking forward to all day, if I'm honest. I've got this cookbook, Bankside Bites by the Carpy Cook. If you want to look him up, guys, he is on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. I decided to go for tonight, never cooked it before ever, crispy chili beef. Guys, that looks amazing, I've got to be honest. So I've did a little bit of prep at home just with regards to the beef actually, so I'm going to show you that in a little video, guys. Alright guys, quick little tip for you. So if you're doing like I'm going to do, Chinese or stuff like that, where you want to cut your steak thinly, little tip is cut off the bit you're going to need, put it in some cling film, whack it in the freezer for a couple of hours. It'll really firm it up, and then it makes it much easier to cut thin little strips from it. Just like that. Obviously when it's brand new fridge, it's all really squidgy and difficult to cut it thin. Whereas this way, very nice and easy. As you can see, I am no chef. I won't do all that fancy chopping and all the rest, but it is a handy little tip, guys, that when you're doing this sort of thing, it will give you lovely thin pieces, just like that. Whack it back in the same thing, and then that's what I'll take to the bank for me. There you go, guys. Quick little tip. Try and give you any little tips that I might think might be useful. I have got another one for you actually, guys. So as with most, they call for salt and pepper, but if you don't want to carry like salt and pepper grinders around or stuff like that, I always end up, whenever I'm at Wetherspoons or whatever, I always grab myself some salt and pepper, and that way I could just carry these rather than carrying the salt shakers. So the ingredients or the recipe does call for salt and pepper. You could be using tiny little things rather than grabbing shakers with you. So just a little tip there, guys. Also, I have put some of the ingredients like sweet chili sauce in a little tub, so I don't have to bring the whole lot. Same as corn flour. I won't go over all the ingredients. I don't want to give away the guy's recipe, but some of them I have just chopped up nicely, so I don't have to do it on the bank, just to make it a little bit easy for myself. You know, if you prep for fishing, why not prep for cooking? So I think first I'm just going to give you a little shot of the ingredients, guys. I'm not going to go over what all the ingredients are that are in the cookbook. I don't want to give away the guy's recipe. There is a few things. Now, one of the things that I have mentioned, obviously reading through the book, is that most things are literally only one page of instructions, and I'll be honest with you guys, for mine there's 8 steps. That's it. 8 steps to cook yourself an absolutely lovely dinner. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's really simple, guys. Just mixing a load of ingredients together, cooking the beef off, draining it, which is why there's some kitchen roll here, mixing a few more ingredients, putting the noodles in, mixing it all together. I mean, it is really easy, guys. And like I said previously, hold on, just realised I want to show you. Like I said previously, guys, pretty much most of the dishes in there just use one of these kind of toaster type pans with the lids like that. So you can see mine's only a small one, guys. As I already said, I'll only be doing sort of half the portion ingredients because there's only me and it's a meal that makes for two. But let's show you those ingredients. Well, just thought I'd quickly show you some of the ingredients before I start mixing it all together, guys. But yeah, let's get it done. Let's have a look and see how easy or hard it is. I have brought some gloves with me, disposable gloves, just in case I need to handle the meat. But to be honest, I've got a few little cooking utensils here. Nothing that I've brought special to cook, guys. Just my normal ones that I have when I'm on the bank, and it does include some tongs, so that might be useful for me. But I'm just going to use these. I don't see why bring anything special, so it will generally be stuff you've already got on the bank, guys. And what I'll probably do is I'll end up putting this cam on around my neck and just give you a point of view so you can see what I'm doing. I won't give away all the ingredients, but you will be able to see what I'm doing. And we're going to rustle up some crispy chili beef noodles. I'm well looking forward to it, guys. Let's crack on with that. Okay, guys, well, the first part is just to marinate the meat a little. So I did put gloves on, probably don't need them, to be fair. Now, this is the thinly sliced beef that I had. It has been sat in the cooler bag for a day because this is actually my second night on the bank. So let's just get this out. Down there, throw that in the bin. Now to that I've got a couple of ingredients I need to add, so I'm just going to do that. Right. We have a little bit of that. We have a little bit of that, and then just a little bit of salt and pepper. Now I'm going to mix these by my hand, guys. As you see, they are quite thinly sliced when I separate them. Mix that sauce around. You can smell the flavours, guys, as well already. Just want to make sure I separate them all, so I get all of it coated on both sides. It's a really neat trick, cutting them when they're frozen, guys, because you can get them really thin sliced like that. If you can see that, guys. Oh, a fish just boshed that. Hopefully close to one of my rods. So I think I'm happy enough that has all been coated. Oh no, let's get that last little bit a bit more. Now I always keep wet wipes and that sort of stuff when I'm on the bank, guys, so you know, if you want to wipe your hands and stuff like that, you make sure you keep some free, keep some handy. That is pretty good, to be fair. So that would do. I'm just going to grab a tissue because I want to grab a couple of other things. Just wipe my hands slightly. Doesn't need to be perfect because they're going to get messy again in a minute. So that's step one, guys. You know, you probably could have done it in half the time if you're not leaning over a camera like I am, if I'm honest. So to mix it in the second part, I just literally brought a little bit of Tupperware, and then we're going to drop in some of this. There we go. And essentially I just want to coat all of these in this. Be easier if I just mix it on my lap, guys, I think. Leaning over a camera is a little bit tricky, if I'm honest. And at least this way I can just swish it around a bit more, get all those bits coated. There we go, guys, so I'm happy enough with that. That's all those bits coated. So now the next part, we're going to fry this off in our pan, and then we'll drain those bits off on some kitchen roll. Quite simple really, guys. Nothing difficult about any of that. So let's move to the cooking part. Alright guys, so I've got some hot oil in a pan. We're just going to add these in there. I might just grab a set of tongs actually. Fling them all in. Get them separated, guys, as well. Obviously I am only cooking enough for one. You'd normally probably have twice this amount, guys, so you probably would need to do it in batches if you did lots and lots of beef. I'm not a massive eater, guys, so I have literally just doing enough for me and me only. And the reason why I'm just not tipping it all up, because there's still some powder and all in the container, and I don't want to get that in there really. I don't want to coat the whole lot in it. We're going to be using the same pan to cook the rest of the ingredients. So you just want to cook these for a few minutes each side. So I'm going to do that, guys, and then come back to you and show you how they're looking. One of the things that I will say, guys, when you're using these pans, my cooker underneath it is one of the freeway. By that I mean it's got 3 feet, so you always got to be careful how you position it. Now, just so you've got better viewing, I've taken the top off so that you can see what's happening a little bit better, guys. Make sure you get that oil moving around as well. Might just move them around a little bit. And you want to cook them for a few minutes on both sides, guys. Alright guys, well I'm happy with that beef now, so I'm just going to drain that off onto a paper towel, and then we'll get on to the next step. Simple enough. Happy days. They can go on there. Oh, I am tempted to try a bit, guys, I've got to be honest. Couldn't turn the heat down just a little. Then we'll jump to the next step. There is kind of only one thing on this I decided to miss out, guys, and let's just whack these in. And that was a bell pepper. So there was a bell pepper that I was meant to have here, guys. I haven't, not bothering with it. Oh, they've got a nice smell. And I like to use my squidgy garlic, if I'm honest. So I think that'll do. Let's fry them off a little bit. I think I'll just use a spoon, if I'm honest, guys. That'll do. Alright, let's mix all this in. Get the garlic in there. There is already some oil in the pan from obviously what I was cooking earlier. Obviously this is a dish that has chilies. And I'm not actually a big chilli fan, guys, if I'm honest. But the dish looks so good, I really wanted to give it a try. So we'll just fry those off for a couple of minutes, guys. Wow. you can get a bit of kick from the chilli, guys, I'll tell you that much. Might need to turn the heat up just a little bit more. The wind's blowing in here. I don't want it knocking it off. Just want to soften these up, guys. Happy enough with that. Add a little bit of the old sweet chilli. Whew. This is looking alright, guys. Will not lie, this is looking alright. Rid of that, give that a little stirry. Oh, happy days. It's coming alive a little. Now it's calling for another one of the ingredients. Time to add some noodles. I'm only going to add about half a pack, guys. Obviously I don't eat too much, so I definitely don't need all the noodles in this big packet. But let's get some in there. And then we'll mix all that in. It's hard to do it leaning over a camera, guys, I've got to be honest. It's just a little bit awkward. Right, I need to get this all down to the pan so that it softens up and cooks the noodles. But let's just stir in all the rest of that stuff first. And we're going to cook the noodles at this point, guys. Oh yeah, get them in that lovely sauce. Yeah, I think that's enough noodles for me, guys. So we'll let them cook for a little bit, heat them up. Alright guys, so obviously I'm going to cook these for a few minutes. This probably would be a good time to have the second half of the pan lid on, guys, because it'd help heat them all up and all the rest of it. So I might just do that for a couple of minutes. Alright guys, so as you can see, that's got a good little bit of steam coming off it now, and that's what putting the lid on helps with. So you're just getting that heat all the way through. And yeah, looking very nice. Tried doing this around the camera, unfortunately guys, it's not always easy. The other thing as well, you'll see some of the noodles have got a nice little bit of char on them now, because I've left them sit for a couple of minutes. And that char is absolutely lovely flavour when you're doing noodles, guys. You'll see some of them are quite brown in places, like there. Oh, they're going to be so good, guys. So, now, just a case of adding the beef back in. And then reheating it through. Go on, get off, you know you wanna. So just stir that in, guys. Get it all mixed in. And we'll close that lid and let that heat get through. Okay guys, well, there we have it. Crispy chili beef noodles from Bankside Bites cookbook, and I can't wait to get in and taste it. Alright guys, well, as normal when I'm cooking straight from the pan, I'm eating straight from the pan. Just put myself a nice little towel down. Let's give this a bit of a whirl and see what it's like. Smells good, I've got to be honest guys, it does smell good. I know I've taken a bit of a big mouthful, but I want to get into it. I'm hungry. Put it on me. That's definitely got a little bit of a kick there, guys, I won't lie. I'm not really someone that eats chili stuff, but I tell you what, whew, yeah, there's definitely a little bit of kick there. I tell you what, for cooking for yourself, Right, I'm definitely cooking this again. I think Emma would love something like this, guys. It's really nice. And I didn't use all the steak I cooked, so to be fair, I probably have got enough steak at home that I could cook this for probably Bank Holiday Monday. Well, guys, my first ever thing cooked from the Bankside Bites cookbook. It's been an absolute success. It is really, really nice, very enjoyable. Great simple recipe to cook on the bank. And I'm going to enjoy this tonight. Happy days. Might take a picture and send it to Emma actually. Going to enjoy this tonight, guys. Now, I am going to base the review off of this, but moving forward I am going to keep using the book and cooking stuff at Mouseho. So if you watch the Mouseho diaries, guys, you will see me repeatedly cooking stuff on this cookbook. I was interested in it and I got in touch with a guy because I do like cooking, if I'm honest, guys, and to cook your own fresh food on the bank is got to be good, doesn't it? And this is bloody delicious. I can't swear because it's YouTube, but it was proper good, guys. So I'm going to crack on and eat this, and I'll give you a little conclusion a little bit later. Happy days. Right, well, I did go and forget to do a closure on the bank, guys, so here we go. Closure for the review of Bankside Bite. It's not an expensive cookbook. It is on Amazon. I will provide you the link below. Like I said, on the bank I cooked the crispy chili beef noodles and they were amazing. Now I actually cooked it again on the bank holiday Monday for me and Emma at home, and she absolutely loved it. Actually, she said it's probably one of the best things that I've cooked of late. So yeah, I mean, definitely gets the thumbs up from me, guys. Like I said, it's not expensive. It is on Amazon. I will give you the link below. So I will be continuing to use this whilst I'm on the bank. So I probably won't go through the actual making part from now on, but I will show you the dishes and let you know that they are out of this book. So thank you very much for sending that to me, the Carpy Cook. It is a really well put together book. The recipes are really good. Very simple methodology of making it, and the fact that literally 90% of them you only need one pan for is fantastic when you're on the bank. So thoroughly recommend that, guys, really do. Now, if you're not one of the people that have subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything and helps me out immensely. If you've enjoyed this quick review, give it the old thumbs up, and if you want to be notified of future posts, hit that bell icon. So it only leaves me to say, stay safe, stay fishing. I'll see you on the next vlog.